All right, I am back. I'm back. Okay. Sorry, it took me a while because I realized that I forgot to send Benji the gift card, so I had to take a photo of the gift card and then send it. Because if I don't do it tonight, I'm not gonna be able to do it tomorrow. What's up, Benji? Let me know once you've received the gift card because I took a photo of the actual gift card and I sent it to you that way. But let me share my screen. Here we go. All right. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Okay, let me get my little station studio thing together. All right, so let's get back into Twelvy's testimony, okay? We're just gonna go, hopefully it doesn't restart. I'm just gonna go a little bit in here because they were at the juicy part. The ADA wants to know where the gun is. So let's see what Twelvyy said.
What happened to the gun that was used in this incident? Do you know?
I don't know what happened to the prop, sir.
Have you ever asked Rocky what happened to the gun?
No.
What?
I don't know. I'm curious. I guess you guys probably have already seen the second witness, but I'm just curious. I'm curious because this might be tied into another witness, but let's see. I want to know where they went once they left the scene, though.
What if that prop gun were here and it was believed that
What's up, Brooklyn? Okay, so Benji got Benji got the gift card. Great. Benji's gonna get a gift. I think there's $50 on there. So yeah, there's $50 on there. What's up, Brooklyn? What's up, Jason? But let me know. Please redeem the card and then just let me know so I can throw it away. Otherwise, I cannot throw it away before you redeem it.
that's what was used, you would agree that would be very helpful evidence.
Objection, Brooklyn.
So it's bias.
Objection, Brooklyn. Also called for speculation.
Sustained on speculation.
Would you agree that since the defendant is charged,
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because Lewin's demeanor. Lewin's demeanor, he goes from being himself to trying to tone it down. Okay, so Jason says that second witness is good too. When you say two, are you relating that to Twelvyy? Is that why you're saying that he's good as well?
with fire and real fire?
And then I doubt we're not going to get into the second witness here. Yeah, because I've washed my dishes, but I still have not ironed. You guys know how I feel about ironing. So I doubt we get into the second one. I think this is this the second witness? Why did I expect him to look different? I don't know. Wait, yeah, this looks like the second witness. In any event, is that still him? Is that Mr. Lewin? Hold on. You guys know I am impatient. Okay. All right. No, as far as it relates to the second witness, I think I'm going to watch that from work, and then I'll just come up here with my summary.
That if you knew where the actual prop gun was, that would be likely helpful to the defendant.
On the same question, same objection.
Where's prop gun?
I don't know.
Have you ever asked?
No.
So it's your testimony that this incident happens, and the last time you saw the prop gun was when the defendant fired it and put it back in his waistband?
Can you repeat the last part?
So
That's a simple question. Come on now. Like, really?
last time you saw the prop gun was after the defendant fired it at that scene, and you got his level. It was in his waistband, correct?
How much was on there, Benji? Because I actually don't know. That was like a gift I received in January, but I was not going to use it. I think it was 50.
that after that incident, you or the defendant with your knowledge, you guys got rid of that gun?
No.
Hold on, I need to go back. Wait, what?
Let's see. And you guys last waistband.
Can you rephrase the last part?
So the
All right,
last
very
time you
good.
saw the prop gun was after the defendant fired it at that scene, and you guys left. And it was in his waistband, correct?
Yes.
Is it true, sir, that after that incident, you or the defendant with your knowledge, you guys got rid of that gun?
No.
It's not true?
That's not true. I have no
I
idea.
I wonder where Lewin is getting this information from.
Because when I left, I went back to my hotel.
Let me ask you, I want you to assume for a moment that instead of being a prop gun,
You're
it was
welcome,
a
Benji.
real 9mm handgun. I want you to assume that. Are you following me?
You want me to answer?
No, I want to make sure you're following me. I'm having you assume it was a real gun.
I can't make any assumptions.
No, you can't. This is called hypothetical.
I think you've made enough assumptions during your testimony.
Explain to you. I want you to assume, for my question, that it was not a prop gun.
Okay.
It was a real 9mm firearm.
All right, hold on, Brooklyn. When you're saying that, I need to calm down a little bit because I don't know. When you say crazy, I don't know if it's going to be fireworks. I don't know if he gives an answer that does not line up with the defense. Okay, calm down. All right, let's go.
Pretend it was a real gun.
If it
I'm sorry. All right, let's go.
was a real gun, would you agree that the defendant would have a motive to get rid of it?
Objection, false speculation.
Would you agree, sir, that being like a brother to the defendant, that you yourself would have a motive to get rid of that gun?
No.
So you're telling me that if it was a real firearm that was used in this incident, that you in no way can see where you would have a motive to get rid of the gun?
No.
Okay. As far as you know, where's that gun today?
Sir, I have no idea where's the problem.
So, the defendant is like your brother, and you speak to him all the time, either directly, in person, by text, etc. Is that right?
I speak to him in person when I see him. He's very busy, so it's not that often.
I'm sorry. This kid's responses are just something else. I speak to him when I see him.
Well,
He's what?
person, by text, etc. Is that right?
I speak to him in person when I see him. He's very busy, so it's not that often.
Well,
I don't know. All right, let's keep going.
have you ever asked him what happened to the gun?
No.
Does that seem like a question that might be important?
No.
Let me continue. Do you still speak to Ills?
Yes.
And you would agree, you're aware that the defendant still speaks to Ills, right?
I believe so. I'm not too sure.
Well, when you're not too sure, you're saying you have not had a conversation with the defendant where the two of you talk about Ills?
We don't talk about ills, but we have been in family events, and ills has been there.
So it's your understanding that the defendant continues to have a relationship with Ills, correct?
Yes, we all friends, yes.
And you still continue to have a relationship with Ills, correct?
That's my friend, yes it is.
Where's Ills today?
Sir, I'm here. I'm not too sure.
Let me ask the question again. Where does Ills reside? Where is he today?
Oh, I don't know, because I was okay. Let me just let it play out, because I'm trying to figure out. Okay, let's let it play.
Objection, lacks personal knowledge.
I'm asking, Your Honor, I can't, last person, I'm asking if he knows. There's a last
The
person.
question was, does he know?
Yeah,
Brooklyn, you might not believe this, but Kelly and I actually talk a lot. This is what it's 8:42. Let me go into my archives here. Okay, so I'm up here. It's 8:42. At 8:10, I sent her 2 voice messages. At 8:09 p.m., I sent her a screen recording of Donald Trump. At 6:22 p.m., she sent me a video. So we talk all the time. We talk constantly. We talk all the time. So we talk all the time. That's just how our relationship is.
You asked me where is he?
And do you know where Ills is?
No, sir.
Where is the last time you knew Ills to be?
Brooklyn, we talk about everything. Everything. I definitely know where she is. I know where, the folks in her immediate vicinity. I know we talk about everything. So
In New York City,
In New York City. When was this?
sir. Maybe November
November of this 2024.
2020.
what?
And you are aware that Ills is aware that the defendant's been charged in this case, correct?
Objection, false speculation.
Have you ever had a conversation with Ills by text, in person, etc., regarding the defendant's case?
No,
Has Ills ever said to you at any point in time that he is aware that his close friend ASAP Rocky's been charged in this case?
I never had this
1.6.
conversation with Ills. I'm sorry.
So you've never had, since this incident happened on November 6, 2021, you've never had another conversation
That's hard to
with
believe.
Ills about what happened?
We spoke the week of, and it was just the fact that, it was sad that one of our brothers had a fight with another one of our brothers. So that was it.
And you've never spoken to Ills about what happened
5.
since that point in time?
No,
Is that correct?
that's correct.
Who's Wally Sajimi?
Excuse me?
If you guys hear me counting and doing all types of things, it's because I'm doing my time, my billing. I didn't enter it after. I did not put it into the actual case management system. So
Wally Sajimi. Who is he?
Well, I believe he works as I guess a liaison for different I guess like tech companies. I'm not too sure.
He's also known as ASAP Wally, right?
No, he's not.
Isn't he a part of the collective?
He is not a part of ASAP.
Is he a part of AWGE?
I'm not too sure. I feel like he could just be an independent contractor.
I don't know. Okay, let's let it play. I know why I keep pausing. It's not as if he's actually saying anything juicy. Let's let him.
I'm not sure of his business.
Are you a part of AWGE?
I am a part of ASAP.
Are you a part of AWGE?
Yes or no?
No, I'm ASAP.
What's AWGE?
I don't know.
You've never heard of AWGE?
I've heard of it, but I'm not too sure like what it is exactly.
All get the
Like a
bill.
creative agency.
What do you know it to be?
I know the person that's involved with it is a creative person, and just
What?
to me, it's a creative agency.
Is the defendant involved with AWGE?
I believe so.
Well, when you say you believe so, how do you know? What do you base it on?
Just from his creative curations.
Just based on, I'm sorry.
Creative curations. So
What
it's
is
a
that?
creative agency.
Would you agree, let me back this up. Are you aware that Mr. Sajimi is someone that regularly speaks or texts, has contact with the defendant?
I'm not too sure what he does.
So you don't know.
No,
How often do you have contact with Mr. Sajimi?
maybe once every 3 months.
And when's the last time you had contact?
Last year he was trying to help me get like a something with sneakers. I'm heavy into sneakers. He was trying to get me like a marketing situation.
You said you watched some of the testimony in this case, previously testified that, do you recall?
Only like what I've seen on clips on the internet.
Well, so I assume you've seen clips on the internet of Wally Sajimi's testimony, correct?
I've seen.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the witnesses in this case were not sequestered. That's to me, that's a little off. That's weird. It's not. Again, I've not been on cases where where testimony is televised, but I don't know. This is I don't know. It's different.
Actually, I only seen his thumbnail.
His thumbnail.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Just a photo of him with his leg crossed, just looking at you.
So you didn't see, you don't know any of his testimony at all?
No.
I want you to assume for a moment that Mr. Sagini testified that he was mediating the dispute between Morelli and the defendant. I want you to assume that he testified that. Did he ever reach out to you, Wally, to talk to you about what happened so he could effectively mediate the situation?
No.
Have you ever spoken to Mr. Sagini about what happened on November 6th?
No.
Were you aware that he was, quote, mediating the situation with Relly?
I was not aware.
You would agree that Mr. Sagini is much closer to the defendant than he is to Relly, correct?
Well, possibly.
When you say possibly, you mean yes.
I'm about to
I haven't seen Wally in years, sir, so I'm not too sure, like, what you trying to explain to me. I haven't seen Wally.
Have you ever spoken to Mr. Sagini about Relly's lawsuit or about the criminal charges in this case?
No.
I want to talk about social media for a second. You're on the left board now?
Brooklyn, I believe that Twelvyy, when he got on the stand, he said that he did have an attorney, so he is represented.
It's unusual. I will finish under my 2 hours. I know the court had me over, but I just wanted to put that out. I want to talk about social media for a second. In your industry, you would agree that sites like Instagram and the personas that are created, those are not necessarily.
I see where he's going.
reality, correct?
Yes.
I see where
So
it's
you
going.
agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in other words, you have somebody, individuals in your world, they might be posed with money, guns, planes, women, etc. And just because they're posing with those items doesn't mean that, for instance, the plane or the money they're posing with is theirs. Is that right?
Well, it could be theirs for the moment, momentarily. They rented it or paid their way to get on there or whatever.
Right, but you would agree that Instagram is used by individuals in your field to create an image, a persona. And sometimes that persona might involve, they want to look really wealthy, right?
As far as musicians,
As far as anybody in the ASAP world, or anybody in the rap entertainment world.
nah, I don't know. That's a broad comment because not everybody in the rap world is into planes, chains, cars. I like books.
Okay.
I've been like
What I
book.
asked you was, would you agree that when you have individuals who in fact are posing, they are in the ASAP world, or in the rap world, and those individuals are posing on Instagram with private planes or wads of money, that is not necessarily a statement by those individuals that, hey, that's my plane, or I have all this money, that it's part of a persona that's created on social media, correct?
No.
You would disagree with me?
Yeah, I would disagree.
So in all of your posts,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever posed with items in your Instagram?
Do you have a man's
Whether it be
Instagram?
money or physical items, planes, cars, etc., that you didn't actually own?
Unless it was for a music video, no.
Well, music video would be the same thing, correct?
A music video is meant to be art. It's meant to be
I don't know. I'd like to find out. What else he reads.
a movie.
So it's your testimony that you believe that when an individual
At this point, if I was Lewin, I'd pretty much ask him about photographs that he's taken on set on his music video that ended up on Instagram. Was that a representation? Because obviously he's saying that sometimes people can flaunt or whatever on in music videos.
So as an example, your position would be that if Relly has on his Instagram a bunch of photos of money or of a private plane, then he is basically saying to the world, that's my private plane and that's my money, and it's like he's testifying in court when he does it.
Did I object? It's relevant.
Relevant?
It's irrelevant. Also speculation.
Okay, listen. So I want you to assume for a moment that Relly has had on his Instagram pictures where he's posing with wads of money for private planes. Is it your testimony that it would be your belief that that is basically the same as coming into court and saying under oath, hey, that's my money and that's my plane?
Can you repeat, because I don't understand it.
How don't you understand it?
You would agree it's not the same, correct?
I don't think Instagram and court is the same.
Right, because Instagram is about creating an impression, creating a persona, and it's not necessarily about reality. Would you agree?
Well, it's a form of reality because you're doing it and you're showing it to people.
Are you aware that Instagram has rules on it where if you're going to post money for a plane, where you have to check the box that says, hey, that's actually
That's
my
funny.
private
He's silly.
plane, I own that.
I'll object more to that. That is fact.
That's what?
Sustained objection.
Correct, sustained. I want you to assume for a moment, sir, you have an Instagram email, correct?
Yes, I do.
So I want you to assume for a moment that Relly has.
Brooklyn, I saw the headline on here. I saw the headline basically, and that is not winning. That is the Department of Justice interfering with court proceedings. But even that said, I do not know that the Department of Justice, in fact, I don't think they had facts to support a conviction. But I'll take a closer look at it because when I first heard that, who's this? Adams was under investigation. I was like, okay. When I heard that, charges were coming, I was like, okay. And then I listened to the charges and I was waiting for more. When they were done, when the Department of Justice was done, I'm like, okay, is this it? Are these all the allegations you have after or against Adams? To me personally, I do not think that the Department of Justice had sufficient charges, or not even charges. I don't think the fact would have supported a conviction. But I'll take a closer look at it.
Instagram pictures.
Well, let me put it this way. I was skeptical whether they could sustain a conviction with what they charged Adams with, because I kept waiting for more, but there wasn't anything apart from, I think it was an upgrade or something along those lines.
Photos of money, photos of a plane. Does that mean to you that Relly is telling the world that?
Jason, I think he does, because my weeks are getting mixed up. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was last week when it was reported that Adams was basically heading to DC to talk about, I forget the purpose of his trip, but I'd like to believe that Donald Trump has something to do with the dismissal. But then again, now I'm really speculating. That is my sense, though. It doesn't make sense I don't know. But then I was also thinking, I was like, why doesn't Trump just pardon him? Anyways, let's move on.
Is my money, that is my plane, or is that a persona that he is creating?
I feel as though, yes, because why would he post somebody else's money?
So again, as far as you know, you're unaware of individuals or yourself posting things on Instagram.
If Lewin knew enough about hip hop, I would have asked him about Tucker Peanut probably object. I'd have asked him about Bow Wow. I think he must know about, the Bow Wow incident.
That aren't true.
I do not post things on Instagram that aren't true.
You agree that you refuse to return any messages from police or prosecutors, correct?
You said I refused.
Yeah, you return messages. You had a message left on your phone in New York City, and you
Okay.
didn't return it, correct?
To be honest, I get many calls, so I probably
Nathan said he kissed the ring. He may have kissed a little more than that, and that's me just being improper. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. But you're not disputing. You're not going to say, hey, we didn't reach out to you. You're saying, I just don't remember getting one.
When did you reach out to me?
So this is not question and answer,
Oh,
okay? I'm asking the questions, you got to give the answer. Let me be clear. Are you saying, you know what? I didn't deliberately not call you back, but I could have missed a call because I get a lot of messages. Is that correct?
I could have missed a call.
Okay. You are aware that we actually asked to speak with you in front of the judge, and you said you would not speak to us, correct?
Yes.
I want to go back and I want to make sure that we understand. You've spoken to the defense on only one occasion, is that correct?
I spoke to them, I believe, twice.
Twice? Okay. Where and when was the first time?
First time was in New York, August of.
I do not think that Adams is going to seek re-election. I just think he did not want to step down.
2024.
Okay. And how long was that conversation?
Maybe an hour.
Okay. And the second time was when?
I believe last week.
Last week. Okay. You are aware that we received what was represented as your statement
Don't say statement. I was just about to say that.
on January 20th, the day before trial started. And you didn't finish the question. Okay. I want you would agree, there are 12 bullet points here, is that correct?
I thought there were 15.
On what? Name one.
One of them is this was asked and answered on Friday. Number two,
Just a delay. Your Honor, given what we discussed this morning, it takes on new relevance.
all right, we approach Trump.
No,
And then
I'm
also
no.
another ground.
Okay, what is the judge saying now?
I'm gonna assume that what you said this morning justifies this line of question.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This man might be old, but he's definitely on his feet.
There are 12 bullets, which is supposed to comprise your entire statement that you've given to the defense in this case. You had a chance to look at this, correct?
Yes, this is not me.
Oh, I'm sorry, this one. I don't upside down. This one. That's you, correct?
Yes.
But you are not.
12 points. You're aware this was given to the prosecution on January 20th. the day after this.
Relevant.
This was given to the prosecution, to us, on January 20th, the day before trial started.
Hold on. What is the objection?
Irrelevant.
Sustain. Sustain.
Relevancy, that's not really the grounds, but this witness would not know when this report or statement or whatever it is was handed over to the prosecution. So lack of personal knowledge.
At any point in here, is there any information about prior specific incidents of the defendant carried a prop gun, which you testified to on direct examination.
Judge, objection, this was covered in prior.
That's not a legal objection.
Smashed
And
it.
Your Honor, based on,
Sustain. 177.5, don't argue. Sustain.
The judge said, "Don't argue." He said, "I'm gonna impose sanctions."
Objection sustained.
is there any indication in your statement about specific incidents involving Rocky, the defendant, being threatened?
Brooklyn, do you think Cuomo's gonna make? I don't know that. I don't think he should. I don't know that he should, run for office again. I don't see it. I mean, stranger things have happened. I just don't see the point.
Or being the target of violence or home invasion?
Yes or no?
Huh?
Yes,
I'm telling him, it's a yes or a no.
Are there specific incidents listed?
it says, for security measures, which he was known to do after being the victim of violence and home invasion.
Yes, does it list what those incidents of violence and home invasion
But
were?
that's a summary. So I told them.
You told them what the answers were,
So,
correct?
no, I told them what the answer was. No, I'm actually clarifying that I said he was victims of violence, home invasions, other things. It says that, it doesn't say specifically because it's a summary.
You were asked on direct examination and you gave specific incidents that you listed. Do you recall that?
Yes,
My question is, did you tell the defense about those specific incidents when you were interviewed?
Again, I object that was asked and answered. Nothing they can do from swearing. That's
Over.
okay.
Is it your testimony that you told the defense about these specific incidents?
yes,
Is it your defense that you told the defense?
Wait, is it his defense?
No, I said that he told the defense about these specific incidents. He said
I
yes.
thought you said, is it your defense?
No,
He did say.
is it your position
There you go.
that you told the defense about those specific incidents
He just said yes.
during your interview? I was trying to clarify, the court said I asked the question with the wrong word. So is your answer yes?
yes,
Is it your position that you specifically told the defense about the prior incidents involving
a
Rocky
little
and
bit.
Rocky?
hold on, the prior incidents, what you mean prior incidents?
Would you agree, sir, that the only mention in your report about a prop gun is the sentence, during the altercation, Relly told Rocky and something
Excuse me.
to put the fake gun away.
No, that's the first time.
And then,
That's before
and
that.
then the part that you read, Rocky carried a starter pistol for security measures, which he was known to do after being a victim of violence and home invasions.
That's, if you listen, violence and home invasions, those are the incidents.
So my question is, you testified on direct examination that there were 3 other incidents you could recall where you saw Rocky with a prop gun.
Okay,
Did you tell the defense that during your interviews?
yes,
Do you see any mention of those
Objection.
incidents?
It's irrelevant whether he sees it.
All right. Have you ever given your cell phone to the police to have all of its contents copied and analyzed?
no,
That's a good question.
Would you agree you never provided anything to the police in this case?
they never,
Motion to strike is non-responsive.
no,
That's for yes or no.
Have you given anything to the police in this case?
no,
Have you given anything to the prosecution in this case?
just this interview here, no, besides that, no.
Did you and I have an interview, or did I cross-examine you on the stand after you were called by the defense?
You're asking me questions here, so to my knowledge, if somebody's asking you questions, that's an interview. So that's all I'll say.
And did you agree to this interview?
Can I answer thoroughly?
That's the yes or no question.
Yes, when you ask me right here, I say yes.
So, sir, are you aware that you were called as a witness by the defense in this case?
Yes,
Are you aware that once you're called as a witness by the defense, that by law, I get to cross-examine you?
Yes,
So would you agree, sir, this is not a voluntary interview or conversation we're having? You're in a court testifying for the defense, and I'm cross-examining you, is that correct?
yes,
So, do you now, strike that. Isn't it true, sir, that as you sit here, that you do not want your friend, your brother, to be convicted in this case, whether he shot Rocky,
You asked that question
shot
already.
Relly with a real gun or not, correct?
can you rephrase that?
What
Isn't it
is
true
so
that as you
ambiguous
sit
about the
here today
question?
on that witness stand, that you do not want your friend, your brother, Rocky, to be convicted in this case, even if in fact he shot Relly with a real gun?
I was there, he did. So, no, I do not want him to be guilty.
Motion to strike is non-responsive. Listen to my question. Isn't it true, sir, that even if the defendant shot Relly with a real gun, that because he's your brother and he's your friend, you do not want him to be convicted?
Can you please rephrase it in a way that I understand?
Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Listen to my question. You repeatedly testified that you don't believe that the defendant did not commit this crime. We understand that. That's not my question. Listen to what I'm asking you. Even if, sir, he committed the crime, even if he shot at Relly with a gun, even if that were true, because of your close relationship with him, because you view him as a brother, you do not want him to be convicted. Isn't that correct?
I really don't understand the question.
Let me try.
I'm gonna try. What's that?
Sure. All right. Pretend the gun was real.
So now the judge wants
And
it to
the
be
Rocky
real.
fired 2 shots at Relly from a real gun, and that's what he's on trial for. Is it true that you would not want him to be convicted? That's what he's trying to say. True. Even if it's a real gun.
Did he just say that? Wow. Wait, whoa. Wait. What? All right, let's play it.
Rocky fired 2 shots at Relly from a real gun, and that's what he's on trial for. Is it true that you would not want him to be convicted? That's what he's trying to say. True. Even if it was a real gun.
True, I will want him to be convicted.
Wow, what the hell? Wait. We need to go back. Wow. I said this is a biased witness. I did say this was a biased witness. And I mean, the question that the judge asked is the exact same question that Lewin asked, but obviously under these circumstances, he answers the question because it's the judge asking the question and not Lewin. We need to go back. I'm sorry. What a case.
And that's what he's on trial for. Is it true that you would not want him to be convicted? That's what he's trying to say. True.
Wow. I mean, you need to. Wow. I don't know, folks. Jason, I need you to come up here and say something. Jason, say something. What? Wait, what?
Even if it was a real gun.
True, I will want him to be convicted.
What? All right, let's keep. I want to say something, but I'm not going to say what I want to say.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Wow. So that's the thing. Lewin knows to stop when he's ahead because there was an attorney, I think it was in the Georgia case, the woman that, was convicted for taking out her husband. The husband was an attorney. I forgot her name. But I mean, the defense in that case was awful. But there was a moment where the defense attorney could have ended on a high note, but he just watered down the argument. That is insane. Wow. All right, let's go.
Save
Say that time on count.
Okay, well, we have that exhibit up there, Mr. Phillips, well, we can take a look.
I'm sorry, folks. Sheesh. Okay, let's see how Takapina recovers. So for Lewin's cross, okay, I feel like, oh no, this is a different day. I was about to say I feel like I should have watched everything in one day. This is no, there's no way I could have watched this over the weekend. Ooh. Okay, so Lewin, what are we gonna give for cross? I think Friday's cross was definitely top tier. Friday's cross was just fantastic. Friday's cross was fantastic. Today, I personally have a lot going on in my mind. My mind is a little cluttered, so I don't know if I can. Let me see. What are we giving Lewin? I'm gonna go with 8.5. We'll go 8.5 for that cross. Okay. Let's see if Takapina can undo some of that damage.
They left it up here for quite some time, so it's gonna be right here. You see that? That's People's 22. Routine asks questions about whether being labeled a rat by other members of ASAP in the rap community. Correct? Remember those questions? They showed you that one post, correct?
Yes.
How many people in that one post that they showed you are calling Raleigh destination? How many people?
How many
Just
people
one
were?
person. Just one person.
Wait, what?
How many people?
Just one person.
Just one person. Okay. Now, let's go over a series of questions you were just asked about your communications with the police. You know, Detective Flores, the lead detective in this case, testified that they never attempted to reach out to you before 2 weeks ago. You know that?
No, I didn't know.
Okay. You were then asked, have you ever given anything to the police in this case? Did you give your cell phone? Did you give her anything? Remember being asked those questions? Did they ever ask?
No.
They, Your Honor.
They are the
If
police.
stay is vague.
The police. When I said they, did you know who I meant?
Yes.
No, Takapina seems a little frazzled. He seems a little frazzled.
They, Mr. Lewin just asked you if you agreed to an interview when you were asked in front of the judge 2 weeks ago. Remember that? And you said no?
I'm not ready for that news, Brooklyn.
When was that?
That was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
In January of 2025, right?
Yes.
Prior to that, as Detective Flores testified to, no one ever reached out to you, correct? For instance,
Your Honor, that's gonna call for speculation.
did anyone ever reach out to you
Nobody reached out to me.
from law enforcement?
No.
That's gonna call for speculation, whether it's
Sustained.
Did you ever hear from anyone from law enforcement? Or
I know,
the
Brooklyn. I need to know what's going on with Takapina here. What's going on? What's going on? Does he feel like he lost the witness? What's going on?
attorney's office before 2 weeks ago?
No.
By the way, you knew who you are, right?
Yes, that was a friend of mine.
Knew where you lived, right?
Yes.
He was speaking to the police as you learned, right?
Yes.
Then you asked, once you learned Rocky was charged with the crime, okay?
Yes.
Did you then think maybe you should reach out to the police about it? Remember being asked that question?
Yes, I remember that question.
He was already charged with the crime at that point, correct?
And 2022, yes.
Yes, sir. Okay. So did you think they made up their mind already?
objection, Lee.
Sustained.
Well, why did you reach out to them after he was already charged with the crime?
Because they had already made up their minds. That's probably what. That's probably what he's gonna say.
Because I felt as though they already arrested him and charged him
Exactly.
without speaking to him.
That's how it works in terms of an attorney knowing that they should not ask leading questions during direct or redirect, but they do it anyways in order to feed the answer to the witness.
I felt like, why should I speak to them? They already got their mind made up.
Now, both things. Regarding this interview that we had in August last year. And you were showing this summary. Did you write that summary, by the way?
No,
Did you ever see that summary before it was in your face?
no.
Did you mention the prop gun and Rocky having that prop gun in August of 2024 when we interviewed you for the first time?
Yes,
And who brought it up? We did or you?
I worked it up.
I mean, Lewin, I don't know why you're letting him lead, but I don't know. Taco Peanut's fighter, but I don't know if he's frazzled. Something's going on. Something's going on. He's trying to redeem his star witness.
You asked questions on Cross about Bill's bloody lip. And
How
you
long?
I probably remember those questions.
Yes.
When you testified on direct, and I think on Cross as well, you said that he had a bloody lip, correct?
Yes.
You didn't say that his face was broken, did you?
I just did.
You say he was bruised all
I
over?
don't know how that helps because I've not seen a bloodied lip even in the surveillance footage or the still or the screen grab.
Did you? Does the video that they showed you of him wearing the American flag on his head on November 7th at ConferenceCon, does that change the video that you saw here on November 6th?
From the incident?
Yeah.
No,
Does it change what you saw with your own eyes on November 6th, 2021?
no.
You asked questions about how you knew on cross-examination, how you knew it was the same prop gun on November 6th than it was the previous instances. How did you know?
Only because they had like unique modifications. I believe a belt clip and a clear replica magazine.
Clear replica magazine.
Yes.
Right? And when you say the belt clip's not something that's on the pants, it's on the prop. Okay, explain what the belt clip is.
It's an accessory to the prop, so it's not like a holster. It's I believe it was equipped to the prop.
Okay. And how else did you know it was the same? You asked questions challenging whether you knew it was the same prop gun on November 6, 2021 that you had seen in previous instances.
Mm-hmm.
How else did you know?
So, for one, seeing it with my eyes, and two, speaking to my bro about it, speaking to Rocky about it.
Okay. All right, just really one more thing, sir, and we're gonna, you were showing that video of the, well, now referring to the second incident. I know you don't understand the one whole incident, but that's the one on Vista Del Mar, once you walk away and then turn and really pack it. That, focusing on that one. You were showing that video, correct?
Yes,
By the prosecution on cross-examination.
yes.
There was no sound in that video, right?
No.
Okay. What was clear to you from the video, and obviously you were there personally?
What did what?
Was Relly tried to punch you?
This is leading, Your Honor. Okay.
Yeah, everything is just
Did you
leading.
testify on cross-examination that Relly tried to punch you?
Yes.
Let's take a close look at the video. We'll play EE. That's to the EE. This is also the enlarged video. With your pointer, show the
How do I
jury
take
when
this way? How do I move this
you see Relly coming at
to
you.
that?
There. Go back again, please.
Your Honor, it's leading. When overall.
Okay, so show
That is leading, Judge.
Answer the question and not the defense. He's asked the question and Mr. Tapatino said there.
Yeah, he is definitely leading. I've said it before, Judge. Arthur's rulings, I don't know, they're a little suspect.
You are you ruling.
What?
No.
Okay.
They've won the judge out.
Ms. Phillips, well, take a look, let's rewind this, guys. Stop. With your pointer, when you see Relly on this video, and I know you was there, but when you see him on this video coming at you, that caused you to sort of bail into that sort of empty vacated lot area.
Show those questions leading already existing.
Show us where you see Relly coming at you. With the pointer. Stop. Go back. Stop it. More. Go ahead. Look at me.
Oh no, Brooklyn, I need you in here. Okay? Brooklyn, tell me why 3 hours ago a private jet crashed into a plane. Okay? I'm actually glad I canceled. I'm glad I canceled my trip. I am so glad I canceled my trip because this is out of control. This is out of control. There's something going on. I guess I am not going to catch a flight. Not going to get on a plane anytime soon until Donald Trump starts taking commercial flights, okay? What?
Stop. Okay. Where are you?
So, right here,
And where's Relly?
brother is like right there.
And where's
Okay.
Il?
Is anyone between you and Relly at that point?
No.
Okay. Well, Ms. Lou on cross-examination said, I'm not asking you why you ran. I'm asking you if you ran. Well, I'm asking you, why did you run?
I ran because Relly was gonna, I believe, swing on me. So,
That's gonna call for speculation.
Overruled. The question is why? He's answering why.
You also said on cross-examination that Relly attacked Hills, correct?
yes,
Okay. And you said he attacked him before the first shot. Let's go back, show the jury, where did you first see Relly attacking Hills on this grainy video? What's your point? Now, okay, is
That's at 13
13
seconds.
seconds.
that right?
that's when he first
Okay.
attacked it.
Had, Rocky discharged that prop gun that started this video?
No,
What?
Was that?
no,
Okay, as a matter of fact, play forward. Do you hear that prop gun shot, first shot?
yes.
And where is, from that video, and from your personal recollection, where is Rocky's arm pointing?
The question's made since it's recording both.
Okay, let's take the video.
Just a minute. Stay, just to.
Let's take the video. Where is Rocky's arm pointing when he released that first shot in the video? Go back to a second. Go back. Go.
Yes,
Did you see that?
yes.
Where? Where's the arm pointing?
His arm is pointing like down.
Okay. And when his arm's pointing down,
Yes,
is that when you hear the shot?
yes. Well, like right after, but
I
yeah,
mean, that would be in line with Relly's testimony.
it round, extended off that. He moves it off.
Now, you talked about after the shot, or shots, Relly was cocking his arm, punching Hills. You said that on course, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Show us where in this video you see Relly's arm going back, punching Hills, and what you see.
Brooklyn, I pretty much forfeited everything. I'm not, it's not worth it. It is not worth it.
Hills' head moving.
And here's the thing about me, I never buy travel insurance. Like I never insure my flights. I just don't, because I typically don't cancel my flights the only other time, apart from this time, the only other time where I kind of regretted it was during COVID, because I actually spent a lot of money on those flights and I never got my money back. So, no, I think they did give me a portion, but they did not give me everything.
So,
Go back, please.
What is it trying to find?
Okay.
I just want to clarify because he wanted
Where, so,
like right about there.
okay.
19 seconds.
So you can see his arms swinging on hills right there.
Okay. And that's
Where?
after the shot, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you go back.
Yes.
Okay, you go back. And when you see his
I
arms,
still question what these people are doing out in the streets. Like, out of everything. Anyways,
swinging on hills, that's after full shot, correct?
Yes. Can you play it again just so to be sure?
Sure.
Can I ask the question?
you do make a good point, Brooklyn. Yeah, you do make a good point. Thank you.
Yeah, he's still hitting hills.
Okay.
So, here, I guess this, obviously the jurors, they're going to have a better view. This appears to be more like tussling over here as opposed to, uh, punching and kicking.
Yeah, he's still hitting hills.
Yeah, that looks more like tussling to me, holding on to both arms or something.
Okay. He's still hitting hills. Do you see what happens with Relly and Hills right there?
Oh, it looked like they fell.
Okay. And is that well after the second prop gunshot, starter gunshot is fired? Is it after?
Oh, yeah, this is after.
Okay. So let's play it one more time from start to finish. Tell us what you see.
Were we playing it another time?
So you see Rocky first.
Wonder what the jurors were thinking, as
I'm after
the surveillance video was being played.
But then Relly hits Hills, then that's when Rocky left the warning shot. So he lets off the second warning shot. I believe when Relly hits Hills again, but he also tried to swing at me. But I guess he didn't hit me, so he hit Hills again. So then right here, I pushed.
Good.
Yeah, I pushed Rocky away to tell him like, yo, bro.
That's required.
What happened?
54. And
Oh my goodness, I cannot stand this thing. Hold on, let me find.
that's required by Penal Code Section
I
1054.
don't know why I keep
And
doing
it
this.
lists a number of areas that Mr. Levin is.
Tell us what you see.
So I'm leaving. And then, see, that's why I was trying to make sure Rocky get up out of there, because Relly would look like he was going to come back and tell you the direction to Rocky. I just peeped that.
Okay. And what do you see? What, if anything, do you see Relly doing at that point?
At that point, he goes back into the direction it is.
Okay. So, does it appear that Hills is doing anything when Relly comes out?
Yeah. Now, it looked like he fell or something. I just think he hit him with I'm not too sure what happened.
Okay. By the way, you were asked by Mr. Living across. Do you see him pulling out the gun? Remember yesterday? Do you see his gun anywhere in the video?
No.
Can you see that?
Wait, what?
Okay. First of all, you were asked by Mr. Living across. Do you see him pulling out the gun? Remember yesterday? Do you see his gun anywhere in the video?
No.
Can you see that?
No.
Okay. You know what take a
I
floor?
mean, that does not necessarily help the defense in their prop starter pistol defense.
First testified, you can't see them.
Objections, improper.
Sustained.
What's the question?
Anywhere in this video? Can you see them?
No.
Okay. You know, Detective Flores testified, you can't,
Do you know what?
can you see them?
No.
Okay. You know, Detective Flores testified, you can't see them.
Objections, improper.
Sustained.
Hypothetically speaking, if Detective
It's
Flores,
improper hypotheticals.
Hold on, I'm sorry. He smirked a little bit, so that threw me off.
if Detective
It's
Flores,
improper hypotheticals.
And it would also call for speculation, and his opinion about that would be irrelevant.
you were asked on cross-examination if the knuckles that you saw, let me show you this injury. This is people 17 for the record. You asked on cross-examination if the knuckles in that picture are consistent with a punch or not. Remember being asked those questions?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if someone's punching someone on the floor and they scrape their hand or knuckles on the floor, is that consistent with that injury?
Yes.
Objection, no foundation, calls for speculation.
There was no foundation for your question about the injury, so it's overall. Question answered, Kathy?
Oh, lastly, you asked about Bill's.
Yes.
What is Bill's condition right now as far as is he,
What?
you know, being addicted?
That's the meaning.
No.
Sustained.
Okay. Do you know his condition at all?
What's wrong with Ills? Brooklyn, I need you to translate. What happened to Ills?
As you sit here
Is
today.
he sick? What's going on with Ills?
I'm pretty sure he's alive and moving. I don't know.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. That redirect did not do much, so I'm not really gonna grade that. I'll let it go. But you could definitely tell that Takapina's feathers were a little, they were a little roughed up.
On cross-examination, you testified that you have never had any conversation with the defendant about.
I mean, come on now, Luan. You know that recross is limited to redirect. So you're really supposed to be focusing on the questions that Takapina asked during what is this? Redirect. I'm sorry, folks. I'm fried.
This incident or about prop guns, correct? You remember testifying to that?
I would object that this is beyond the scope.
Yeah, but what happened though? It sounds like he might be okay. So Brooklyn says medical condition. Oh, he'll be in via Zoom. Oh, okay. Yeah, it sounded like something medical was going on.
Overruled.
Well, the judge said overruled. I'm surprised because I don't know, that is beyond the scope. But okay, Judge, I don't agree. I don't agree with the ruling, but okay.
You've never had any conversation with the defendant about this incident or about prop guns, correct? You remember testifying to that?
I would object that this is beyond the scope.
Overruled.
You testified on direct examination, you never had any conversation with the defendant about this incident or about any prop guns.
And I know the way that you end this recross, you ask the same question again, that you do not want the defendant to be convicted or go to jail or whatever, even if he did in fact shoot at a rally with an actual gun.
You call that testimony.
I had a conversation with him only the
The question.
Do you recall that testimony on direct examination?
Can you repeat it?
On direct examination, you testified, on cross, excuse me, you testified that you had never had any conversations with the defendant, I asked you, about either him possessing prop guns or about what happened in this incident, correct? You testified to. Do you recall that?
Yes.
A moment ago, with Mr. Tacopina, when you were asked, how do you know it was the same prop gun? You said, Rocky told me that. Do you recall that?
Yes.
If you've never had a conversation with him about prop guns, and you've never had a conversation with him about this incident, then how is it that he could have told you that information in a conversation that never happened?
Judge, I object, it's
These
misleading.
arguments stay. Well,
It was also misleading, he's talking about before the incident.
But that's a speaking.
stop it!
Ooh.
Read the question.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, Judge.
And it is wrong.
I'll re-ask you that. Can you explain
Yes.
how it is if you've never had a conversation with the defendant about prop gun or about the prop gun in this incident, how it is that he could have told you that it was the same prop gun in this incident that you saw in New York?
Judge, objection, misstates the witness's testimony. That's what I'm trying to say.
Honestly, I said that we spoke in Harlem about the prop gun.
Now you
When I said I seen it secured under his white tee, I said that in my testimony.
You just testified a moment ago with Mr. Tacopina. You just said, he asked you, how did you know it was the same prop gun? So the night, let me finish, the night of the incident, from the one you'd seen before, you said, Rocky told me. Do you recall that testimony?
I said that,
Do you recall that testimony?
Yes or no?
yes,
And I asked you if you'd ever spoken to Rocky about prop guns, and you said no. Do you recall that testimony?
Objection.
Do you recall that testimony?
yes,
Would you agree, Mr. Phillips, that both of those statements cannot be true?
Objection, argumentative.
Sustain.
Can you explain how it is, if you have not spoken to the defendant about prop guns at all, how it is that you had this conversation with him about prop guns?
Objection, argument misstates the testimony.
well, like I said, I was at the video shoot when I first seen the prop guns. So we didn't have to have a conversation then about the prop gun. We knew it was a part of the set, you know? And the second time, I said that I seen him with the prop gun in New York. I didn't say we had a full-blown conversation about it, but I did say I seen him.
You actually testified, your answer was to the defense question, because Rocky told me. Do you recall that answer?
Yes,
Is there a way that Rocky can tell you something without you having a conversation with him?
Objection, argument.
Sustain.
You also testified, and you referred to it as Rocky fired a warning shot, correct?
yes,
Can you tell me, if it's a prop gun, isn't every shot, in essence, a warning shot because nothing comes out of it?
yes,
So in essence, isn't it true, Mr. Phillips, that what happened is the first shot Rocky fired, he pointed the gun not directly.
Yeah, I heard about the Robert Durst case, but I think that was through Megan Cuniff. I think that's how you pronounce the name. That's what I heard the Fox News anchor say. So that's the pronunciation that I'm going with.
At Relly, but he pointed it down, correct?
the first shot
First shot was pointed down, right?
at the ground.
Why would he need to point the gun down if it's not a real gun?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Now he's thinking. Now he's thinking. He's trying to figure out how to answer.
You testified that the defendant, during the first shot, pointed the gun down, correct?
Yes,
If the gun is not real, are you aware of why it would be necessary to point the gun down and fire a warning shot? It's not a real gun.
Same rule. These are all arguments that can be made to the jury before summation. How much
You have
longer?
also said,
Just a minute, Mr. Ewan, how much longer? do you have?
I'll be done by noon, so another 2 minutes.
Okay.
They're just trying to get on the bench.
Can you explain why you called it a warning shot if it is just a prop gun and cannot fire any real bullets?
I stated that because wasn't nobody pointing the prop at anybody. So it wasn't like anybody was trying to do anything to direct anything. It was to deter Relly from beating up Ills. It was to scare him, and he loved the warning shot. It didn't work.
So I want to be clear. Your testimony is that the defendant, knowing that Relly knew that it was a prop gun, decided that what he wanted to do was to fire a warning shot with the fake gun that Relly knew was a fake gun by pointing it in a downward position so that it would stop Relly from attacking Hills. Is that your position?
Speculation, just saying.
I'll re-ask. I want to make sure I'm understanding your testimony. You testified Relly knows it's prop gun, correct?
Yes.
You testified the defendant knows that Relly knows it's prop gun, correct?
Yes.
You testified that the defendant is pulling out this prop gun that everybody knows is a prop gun in order to stop Relly from attacking Hills, correct?
Yes.
And you further testified that he fires the first shot as a warning shot, pointing the gun down, even though it's a prop gun that can't fire anything that everybody knows is a prop gun. Is that correct?
Over.
Is that correct?
Rephrase it, please.
Yes.
Please read the question back. I have one question after this, Your Honor.
And you further testify that he fires the first shot as a warning, pointing the gun down, even though it's a prop gun that can't fire anything that everybody knows is a prop gun. Is that correct?
Yes.
You testified that's what happened, correct?
Yes.
Let me ask you something. As you sit here, Mr. Phillips, does what you're saying sound reasonable?
Objection or.
It's not for.
No, we're done with Mr. Phillips. Yes, he's been asked every question that he could possibly
I have
ask.
one more.
I can't fathom
The judge is not playing. He is ready to go.
another question.
It's a good one.
Excuse,
What?
It's a good one, all right.
excuse subject to recall. That's foundational as court of law.
All right, yeah, if you're notified to come back, you must come back, but if either side wants him back, I'm gonna wanna know what the offer of proof is.
Your Honor, just so it's clear, that's foundational in the evidence going forward.
Right, I understand that.
I do not anticipate that he would be called back.
Evidence code section 1235.
Yes, sir.
The judge is threatening Lewin. That's funny.
Okay, if it happens that you're notified to return, you must return, so you are not.
Lewin feels hot.
Understand?
So I stayed in California.
That's up to your folks.
You don't have to stay in California, but if you're notified to return, you must be here the very next day. All right, but now, you can go. All right, we'll be recessed till 1:30.
All right. Okay. So as far as redirect, recross, I really have nothing to add. I'm not going to grade those. Let us move on. We're doing good on time. Let's go. Let's get into the next defense witness. All right, come on.
15, I wanted
What
to
happened?
ask,
You guys know I'm nosy. I need to hear every.
I didn't know what was or what might not be Brady material. So I asked the prosecution, specifically Mr. Kruzlovic and Mr. Lewin, to go in camera with me at 1:15. I wanted to know what potentially was the Brady material. Everything was
This trial again, it just doesn't end. So, what do you guys have now? What do you guys have?
fully related to me. There is nothing that need be disclosed pursuant to Brady. There is nothing that tends to exonerate. There is nothing that tends to impeach a prosecution witness. Consequently, nothing need be disclosed. All right, is the, I guess we need to bring in the jury. Is Mr. Levin here?
Yes.
Okay, let's, let's get the jury in first, and then call them.
You want to just finish it? So I understand that they made a recording of,
I can't hear you.
Oh, they made a recording of the witness,
Right.
I understand it? Before, yeah, I understand they made a recording of a.
What happened?
Oh, let me, while the jury, let me see the sidebar not in the record.
Where'd they go? Okay, did they come back? I guess they have to come back.
Okay. Juror seat 7, juror 7. Alex reminded me that you needed to, we need to recess at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Is that like in stone? Can it be any longer than that?
I need to be in Bakersfield by 6 o'clock.
Where?
Can you be later? Can you
No,
be
because
later?
I'm giving a talk. I can't be later.
All right, then tomorrow, I told you, we'll break at 3, we can break at 3.
Because we should be, I think.
Oh, all right, we are now back on the record. All jurors and counsel and parties are present. Defense,
Thank you. The defense calls Lewis Levin.
All right, come on, Chad.
Right across from your face, let's go around there. So you can just stop around there, raise your right hand for us. Thank you. You solemnly state that the testimony you may give at the cause not pending before this court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. Please take this witness stand there.
All right, let's see. Who's
Feel free to
this?
adjust the microphone and state and spell your name for the record.
Lewis
I don't know. What did you guys think about this witness? For folks that actually watch, because I'm watching this for the first time.
Louis Levi.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Levin.
Good.
Do you go by any other name than Lewis Levin?
Yes, ASAP Lou.
Okay. Mr. Levin, in anticipation of the prosecution's questions later, would you ever commit perjury to defend Rocky?
No.
So they're trying to get ahead of Lewin because they realize that they messed up with the other two witnesses.
Would you ever commit perjury for anyone?
No.
Do you understand the significance of the oath you've taken today?
Yes, I do.
And do you take that oath seriously?
Yes,
Is this your first time testifying?
it is.
What do you do for a living?
I'm Rocky's tour manager. I also DJ and I have a clothing brand.
And what are your responsibilities as Rocky's tour
What's your
manager?
clothing brand?
Just doing the routing for the shows, make sure that the production staff is hired, the production is right, he gets there on time, just that we have a successful and good show.
Okay. And in addition to touring, are you also involved
Jeez.
in Rocky's music?
Brooklyn, is that true? That is crazy.
Yes, I am.
And what does that involve?
Sometimes I'm featured in the videos, but most of the time I'm there to like
help manage directors, producers, assistants, props, light, anything, just kind of a helping hand.
Okay. And how long have you worked with Rocky?
Since 2010.
When did you first meet him?
I met him in 2010 at a concert in Brooklyn.
No concert.
Yeah, I was.
Relevant just to overall.
You can answer.
Yes, I was actually a fan in the crowd, and
A fan in the crowd, and that promotes you to manager, producer, whatever.
I was a fan for him for a while, and I was in the crowd. He picked me out of the crowd and said, like, "You're."
Folks, this is how you go places, okay? This is how you score jobs.
I like your energy. Come up on stage. Went up on stage, and then after that, went backstage and met him,
No.
Twelvyy, Bari, Ill, just all the ASAP guys.
And did you begin working with Rocky at that time?
Not right away. It was a couple months after. It was either later in 2010 or early 2011.
And what was your first position with Rocky?
I was his assistant first.
And what did that
Yeah.
involve?
Just like assistant tasks, make sure he's up on time, he makes his meetings, phone calls, he eats, his bags are packed, he's prepared for the day.
Okay. And was there a time where you switched positions? You stopped doing that?
Yeah, I did that for about 3-4 years, and then I started being his tour DJ, and like when he did after parties or clubs, his DJ for that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you start becoming his tour manager?
I would say 2017, 2018, somewhere around there.
Okay. Now, in addition to the work you do for Rocky, have you held any other jobs?
Well, yeah, I DJ and I have a clothing brand. I DJ on my own. Yeah.
And how large are the venues that you DJ for?
It varies. I've done like festivals with a few thousand people. I've done smaller private events, like club events. It varies, but I've done international, domestic. I've traveled for a lot.
Okay. And you mentioned that you met ASAP Twelvyy. Is that right?
Yeah, the first show I met Rocky.
And what's your relationship been like with Twelvyy?
It's been good. I would consider him a close friend.
And did you ever meet someone known as ASAP Rocky?
Yes.
And what's your relationship been like with him?
Over the years, it's always kind of been up and down. It would be times where like we were good, and then like a week later, he would text me or call me and say, "Fuck you, you're a bitch, you're a faggot."
Overall, hearsay.
Overall, you can answer.
He would text me and just be aggressive, like, "Fuck you, I want to fuck you up when I see you, you're a bitch, you're a faggot." And then a week later, say, "Hey, I miss you, we should hang out." Like, it's
I'm
been
sorry,
like that
I
ever since
should not
I
be
was.
laughing.
What's your understanding as to why it's been like that?
Your Honor, that's gonna call for speculation. It's also relevant in perspective too.
What's your understanding as to why it's been that way?
What's your understanding? What?
What's your understanding as to why it's been that way?
The objection system.
Okay. Ms. Levin, do you have any experience with firearms?
Yes, I do.
And are you licensed to possess firearms?
Yes, I am.
When did you get licensed?
In 2020,
And why?
it was COVID times, and it was pretty crazy. There was a lot of like home invasions. There's a lot of people getting robbed. There's a lot of violence going on, and I just felt the need to have
2020?
something in my house to protect myself.
Okay. And what firearms, if any, do you own?
I own a Smith & Wesson M&P 9. I own a Glock 42. I own a 12-gauge shotgun and an AR-15.
What caliber is the Glock 42?
It's 380.
Now, what do you do with those firearms?
Take them to the shooting range, keep them in my house. So,
Okay. And do you consider yourself knowledgeable about guns?
yeah, I would say so.
Are you personally aware whether or not Rocky's been the victim of prior violence?
Yes, I am.
And can you tell us about that knowledge?
I know he was jumped in a club in 2018. His face was cut.
Allegation, otherwise hearsay. Motion to strike the answer. Hold on. Sorry. He can testify to what he has observed relating to that. If anything has been told to him.
Yeah, it's definitely I guess I'm more focused because it's not Takapina versus Lewin.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, with that instruction, are you personally aware, anything that you observed in terms of past violence against Rocky?
Yeah, that I personally observed. he has home invasions and stalker.
And can you tell us about the stalker?
The stalker has actually gotten into his home before. I saw the security footage, and I've actually encountered her in person before, like just following me around.
Okay. And when's the last time there was an incident with the stalker?
It was Memorial Day 21.
When is that, May, September,
That was it, yes.
2000
Do
and
you know
what?
of any security measures that Rocky took
That was it, yes. Memorial Day 21.
One.
around May of 2021?
That was it, yes.
Now, do you know of any security measures that Rocky took in response to these incidents?
Yes, he started getting the security guard to sit outside his house for 24 hours, and he started carrying a property.
Yeah, I'm gonna object, Lax Foundation.
How do you know that? What do you know about the security company and the property?
I physically saw them, both the prophet and the security company.
Objection withdrawn.
The objection's over. All right, the objection's over. Ask another question. Thank you. So what's your understanding of what a prop gun is?
It's a prop gun is something that looks like a real gun. It doesn't fire a projectile. It makes the same noise. It looks like it. It's just, like I said, it doesn't actually shoot anything out of it.
Right. I think you just answered this, but were you personally involved in Rocky's decision to carry the prop gun?
Security and I thought it would be a good idea.
Why?
Well, because of the prior violence, it's just a non-lethal form, like self-defense.
Okay.
Wait, what's the question? I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Well, because of the prior violence, it's just a non-lethal form, like self-defense.
Okay. Now, you said you worked with Rocky on music videos. Did any of them involve prop guns?
Yes.
Which is the most recent one?
DMV,
Where was that music video made?
it was made in New York.
Who are the main characters in that video? Do you know where Rocky got the prop gun in the carry from?
Yes, he got it from that video shoot.
How do you know that?
I was on set and I handled it there.
Have you seen it take it?
I did see him take it, yes.
When was the DMV music video recorded?
His biggest problem, or at least the defense biggest problem, is that this individual was not present at the scene, unless, of course, he says that no, he had the prop gun right before they got on the Uber or transportation or whatever. And I think it was the same gun.
July 2021.
So about a month or two after that May 2021 incident with the stalker?
Correct, yes.
Now, after the DMV video, how do you know that Rocky carried that prop gun?
I personally saw him and I handled it.
Did you see Rocky with it on November 6th, 2021?
I did, yes.
Where were
Here
you?
we
when you
go.
saw it?
We were in Long Beach at ComplexCon. We had rehearsals that day for the show, which was the next day, the 7th. During rehearsals, he does a dress rehearsal where he gets on stage and runs around and rehearses his performance. While he was running around, he handed me the prop gun to hold, so it was in safety.
And based on what you've seen and heard, did Rocky hide from his friends the fact that he carried that prop gun?
Not just close friends, no.
And how do you know that?
It was known by everyone. I mean, it was just something that everyone knew. Like his close friend circle, everybody knew that he carried a prop gun.
Have you ever seen Rocky carry a real firearm in public?
Not in public, no.
Now, the prop gun that you've been talking about, what type is it, or was it?
It was a Glock 26.
And did you ever do anything to that prop gun to modify it?
Yes. I added this thing on the side of it called a clip draw, and what that is essentially it lays flush to the slide, and it allows you to put it in your waistband more securely. So if you have to carry it out, and then I also added a clear extended magazine on it.
And why did you put the clear extended magazine on it?
Well, the Glock 26 is a small, like subcompact
I
gun.
know, Brooklyn. What are your thoughts, Benji? Everybody else, what do you guys think about this witness?
The whole point of him carrying this was to make it look intimidating, to kind of scare people off that were going to try to harm him. So having the clear magazine and extended magazine made it look a little bit more intimidating.
To your knowledge, did there come a point where Rocky stopped carrying that prop gun?
Yes. It was after November
Got
6th.
objection foundation in terms of how he knows this, can we get the foundation?
How do you know?
Oh, because I was part of the decision. He gave it to me. He gave it to me after.
And why was that decision made?
That's gonna call for speculation, unless it's firsthand knowledge.
Overruled.
The decision was made because, like I said, he carried it to deter violence, and then on November 6th, after the incident, it obviously didn't work, and he decided to just get actual armed security. He didn't want to carry it anymore.
Do you know what happened to that property?
Yes, I brought it back to New York.
Can you tell us about that?
Wait, what? Hold on, let's go back. What? Okay, so where is it?
He decided to just get actual armed security. He didn't want to carry it anymore.
Do you know what happened to that property?
Yes, I brought it back to New York.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so after he gave it back to me, January, I believe, of next year, 2022, I flew back to New York with it, and I gave it
I
to
don't know. I wanted to be in bed. I wanted to be in bed by 10:30, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so Brooklyn lied to him because apparently he's the first normal witness. I don't know what that means, but okay.
the co-director that we got from.
When you said you gave it to him in New York, how did you get to New York with the property?
Oh, we took a private jet.
Now, do you know if Rocky was licensed to possess firearms in 2021?
That's gonna end call for hearsay.
Benji is like, yeah, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. So, tell me more. I think this is the exciting aspect of this trial because a lot of surprises.
Do you know if Rocky owned firearms in 2021?
And that's also the last foundation way to ask. Ask him what he knows, what he sees. Everything.
You can answer.
Yes, he did.
What's the question?
And what firearms did he own?
It was a Desert Eagle 44 Magnum and an AR-10 rifle.
And are they designed to accommodate 9mm caliber ammunition?
No, it's not.
Have you ever been to Rocky's home?
Yes,
How often?
many times.
And have you ever seen firearms ammunition?
Yes.
Did you ever plan on going to a shooting range with Rocky?
Yeah, we did. It was in the summertime of 21, I would say July, August, somewhere around there.
And what preparations did you make in order to go?
So I came to his place first with my both of my pistols, my handguns, and while we were there, I was oiling the guns up and loading the magazines, and also calling around the shooting ranges to try to secure like a private area, a private room.
And why did you do that? Why were you looking for a private room?
Well, because of who he is, he's a celebrity, and we just didn't want to cause a commotion going there. And usually when we go out places, we do try to get a private room. Like,
Okay. In this instance, did you actually end up going to the shooting range?
no, we couldn't secure anything. Everything was booked out, or just nothing was available that day.
Okay. So what did you do instead?
Just hung out at this place. We had a couple drinks, talk, bullshit.
Okay. Did you go home that night?
I did.
And did you bring your weapons and ammunition back with you?
I did not.
Why not?
Because I had a couple drinks. I didn't think it'd be wise to travel with my firearms.
Okay. Did you
How much longer?
go back to Rocky's house to retrieve your belongings at some point?
Yeah, the next day I did.
And at that time, did you take everything with you?
I took everything except for one magazine. It was a Glock 43 magazine.
Okay. Now, do you own a Glock 43?
I do not.
All right. So why did you have a Glock 43 magazine?
So when I purchased my Glock 42, and I was at the gun shop buying accessories for it, more magazines, I had to mistakenly grab the Glock 43 magazine. When you're in the store everything is like right next to each other. So it's the Glock section. It's all of the list, the 17, 19, it's all the accessories.
No,
They're right
Brooklyn, I would not know that. That's not something that I would, follow.
next to each other, and I grabbed it mistakenly. I didn't realize until that day that I had mistakenly grabbed it.
And I want to show you what's in evidence is Exhibit 40. Give us Exhibit 40.
Somebody said, how convenient.
48.
Somebody said, so he just said he was allowed to travel with firearms. Why does it matter if it's a prop?
Direct your attention to this right here.
What are you looking at?
For the record, he's wanted to.
I have questions. I have questions about this witness. Let's listen to the testimony, though.
There appears to be a handgun magazine with a photo or other magazines and rounds in the video. Is that correct, Your Honor?
That's right. Okay, let's let him. I just pointed to. What is that?
That's my Glock 43 magazine.
Is this magazine ever used?
No.
Can you tell that from looking at the picture?
Personally, I guess because
What's the question? I'm sorry.
Is this magazine ever used?
no.
Can you tell that from looking at the picture?
What was the question?
Is this magazine ever used?
No.
Can you tell that from looking at the picture?
Personally, I guess because I own firearms and I own other magazines. Usually, it has wear marks on the side of it from going in and out of the pistol, the firearm. So that one has nothing on it. It's clearly brand new. It's just loaded.
All right, I want to show you what's in evidence equal to 42.
You don't have to take them all out. They're stipulated numbers you like.
See this. Can you zoom in on it? Away. Okay. Why don't we do this? Yeah.
All right, come on, folks. Come on.
So I want to take a look at this. Cartridge. Tell me if you recognize that.
Yes,
What is it?
it's a 6-hour 9mm cartridge. It's mine.
Is that the ammunition that you left at Rocky's house?
Correct. Yes.
The one that, ammunition that was contained in that magazine that we just saw?
That's correct.
By the way, going back to the magazine, when you realized it was the wrong one, why didn't you return?
It's a $20 magazine. It would have cost more in gas to go there back and forth in my time.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I did not know. All right. Okay.
I want to show you what's evidence is defense exhibit CC.
I have questions.
Okay. Let's look. You see the two shell casings on the right?
Yes.
Can you see the imprint on the bottom of those shell casings? Can you make it out?
Yes.
And what do they say? What's the imprint?
FC 9mm Luger.
Okay, can you tell us what brand these casings are?
That's Federal.
Okay. And the cartridges on the left.
Somebody down here said that Lou asked for the Bruce Harvey at the barber shop.
Those are the cartridges that you just saw?
Yeah, the one you just handed me.
Okay, that's the 9mm ammunition that you left in Rocky's house?
Correct.
Okay, and what brand is that?
SIG 6 Hour.
So these 9mm shell casings on the right, the same brand as your 9mm ammunition on the left.
They're not.
Okay, we're not moving further.
Mr. Levin, as you sit here today, do you consider yourself to be an unbiased witness?
Yes, I do.
So
Wait.
do you
Who's this? Is this? That was it? All right, hold on.
Mr. Levin, as you sit here today, do you consider yourself to be an unbiased witness?
Yes, I do.
So do you agree that you come in to your testimony today looking at the defendant as basically a brother, correct?
Yes.
And would you agree that you do not want to see him convicted in this case, agree?
Well, I've read he's facing 24 years. I don't want to see him go to jail for 24 years.
Oh my goodness.
Please admonish the jury that that is an incorrect statement.
Ask the question again.
Did you not understand the question that I asked?
Can you please rephrase it?
So I'm going to ask you going forward, sir. I want you to answer the question I asked, and only that
I
question,
know he's a little jittery. What's going on?
and not add anything that you want to add. The attorney who called you will have a chance to get up here and redirect and to ask you anything that he wants to add. Do you understand that?
Yes, I apologize. Can you please rephrase it?
My question is, isn't it true, sir, that whether or not the defendant committed this crime or not, you do not want him to be convicted, do you?
I believe in the judicial system. Anyone who's committed a crime and is guilty and found guilty by a jury should pay for their crime.
I'm going to ask you again, sir. Given your close relationship with the defendant,
He's jittery. What's
Isn't it
going
true
on?
that you do not want him to be convicted in this case, yes or no?
I can't really answer that. I don't know the details, full details of the case. I can't accurately answer
Do
that.
you want him to go to
Sorry.
jail?
You would agree that you have in addition to your personal relationship, you have a financial relationship with the defendant, correct?
Not significant.
Well, wait a minute, you're his tour manager, correct?
Yeah, the past 2-3 years, he barely toured.
Well, if he tours, would you expect to be the tour manager?
When he tours, yes.
And when he tours, that can be very financially lucrative for the defendant and for anybody else who is associated with it, correct?
Sure, yeah.
So you would agree, sir, you have
Yeah, Brooklyn, that's a law. I don't know. I mean, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. There's a case here we're going to cover shortly when I go on what was supposed to be my vacation. I don't want to give it all the way away. I don't want to give it away, but stranger things have happened in criminal courts.
financial interest in the defendant being able to continue to tour where you could be his tour manager. Is that correct?
I'm sorry. Can you ask it again? It threw me off.
Sure. Would you agree that you have a future financial interest in the defendant being able to perform and tour?
Yes, but it's not the majority of my income.
That's not what I asked.
Everything after you guess is true.
I apologize. Sorry.
Are you aware of the defendant having toured in Bangkok?
In Bangkok?
Yeah.
Yes.
When did that happen?
Last year in November, I believe we did the show.
In fact, you're aware that this trial was delayed, so he could tour, correct?
Well, sustained, the objection sustained.
You just told me he rarely tours anymore. He just toured in Bangkok a couple of months ago, correct?
I wouldn't consider that a tour. A tour is multiple shows. That was one show. It was a one-off show.
Did you go?
Of course I would. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, you got paid for going, right?
Yes.
So do you agree that you have a financial interest in the defendant continuing to be able to tour?
Yes, yeah, I'm not gonna keep that, yes.
So how much of your income, I'm not asking you what you make,
Mhm.
but what percentage of your income is either directly or indirectly related to the defendant?
Currently, I would say 30%.
And what was it previously?
Previously, when?
Well, so you said currently it's 30%, you agree?
Like I said, it varies. It depends on how much he's toured. So when he tours, I can't accurately tell you because that's years ago when he was actually touring.
When he was actually touring, you were making more money, is that correct?
Well, yeah, the more shows we do, the more I make. Yeah.
And in fact, when you were his assistant, that's what he paid you, correct?
I'm sorry, when I was an assistant, I got paid, yes.
And that was your primary source of income, correct?
In 2010, yeah, that was.
So historically, the defendant has been an extremely important source of income for you, is that right?
Yes, he's opened the door for me to have other opportunities aside from working directly from him to be able to further benefit financially. So I DJ on my own, like I said, not with him. I travel on my own. And recently, for the past couple of years, that's been the majority source of my income, yes.
And in terms of you being able to establish
I like this guy. I like a witness that just answer the question. When you answer questions head on, you avoid problems. You avoid contradicting yourself down the line.
yourself as a DJ and your clothing brand, you have the defendant in large part to thank for that, don't you?
Sure, yes.
Now, I want to ask you, when did you first speak to the defense in this case?
In August of 2024.
So you're saying the very first time that you spoke to the defendant's lawyers was nearly 3 years after the incident?
That's correct.
Had you spoken to the defendant about this incident prior to that time?
Yeah.
Had you spoken to him numerous?
Okay, so apart from, the so-called last minute purchase that he could not go back to return and he left with ASAP Rocky, apart from that, to me, he appears credible because he's not lying about things he has no business lying about.
Times about it?
More than once, sure, yeah.
So we're going to go back to the very beginning. When did you first hear about this incident on November 6, 2022?
The next day?
And did you talk to the defendant about it?
Yes.
And at that point in time, did he tell you that he had pulled a prop gun on Rebel?
Yes, he explained to me the situation of what happened on the night of November 6th.
And at that
Yet
point,
you took the gun out of the state? Okay.
time, were you aware that Relly was already contacting the defendant and other members of his entourage, for lack of a better word, and basically demanding money?
I don't recall that specifically.
You became aware near the time of the incident that Relly wanted money, correct?
I can't recall that specifically. No, I know about the incident, but I don't know. He didn't.
What are we waiting for, Brooklyn? What's going on? What are we waiting for?
Contact me about wanting any money. So I don't know.
You want me to pause? I don't know, Brooklyn, type out something.
I can't recall specifically if he did that.
Let me ask you something. Did you become aware at some point in time that Relly wanted money?
Yeah.
And did you become aware of that from the defendant?
To be honest, I think I became aware of it when everything came out in the media.
Wait, so you're saying you never had a conversation with the defendant that
What, he has the keys to Rockies? He probably does. I don't know.
when this event happened about the defendant wanting a bunch of money from him?
Like I said, sir, to be honest, I can't recall that specific conversation.
I'm not asking a specific conversation. I'm asking, did you have any conversation with the defendant who you described as your brother, a fellow ASAP, the person who you were his personal assistant? Did you have any conversation with him near the time of this event about what happened, the fact that Relly wanted money for it?
When you say the fact of Relly wanting money, like I said, I can't recall if we specifically spoke about that right around the time of the event.
When did you become aware that Relly wanted money?
I told you, I don't specifically recall, but I believe it may have been around when everything came out in the media.
And when they say everything coming out in the media, do you
When
know?
the defendant was arrested,
And that's going to be in 2022, is that correct?
in April, I believe, yes.
And you're telling me that before that time, as far as you can remember, you didn't have any conversation with the defendant about what Relly wanted from him. Is that correct?
Like I said, sir, I cannot specifically remember.
So I'm asking you, sir, as you sit here, to the best of your memory, did you have any conversation with the defendant about Relly wanting money from him between the time the incident happened and the time that it became public in April of 2022?
And again, I said I cannot specifically remember if we spoke about it around the time of the event.
When you say you cannot specifically remember, what
I
do you
cannot
remember?
recall. I recall him telling me about the event, how it happened on November 6th, the night. I can't remember him specifically saying Rel was trying to extort him for money.
So I want to go back to your conversations with the defense. You said that you first spoke to them in August 2024, is that correct?
Yes,
And that was for approximately 90 minutes, correct?
yes, I would say so.
And that was in what city?
It was in New York.
And who was present during that conversation?
It was Joe, Chad, and Eleanor.
Okay.
Eleonora?
Eleanor, yeah, sorry. Pardon me.
And did they have an investigator there monitoring or recording the proceedings?
No, it was just them and me.
Did you see them taping anything?
They were not taking anything.
Did you see them taking any notes?
They were not taking any notes.
Do you have any idea how they were in any way memorializing or even remembering what it was you were telling them during this 90-minute interview?
Objection, speculative.
I'm asking their notes. What's that, Your Honor?
No, all right. The person calls for yes or no. It's over.
I'm sorry, can you repeat it one more time?
You said they were not recording.
Yes,
You said they were not taking notes.
correct,
You said there was no investigator that was there monitoring.
correct.
So I'm asking you, are you aware, do you know how they were keeping track of what you were saying during the interview?
Objection, speculation.
Absolutely no, he's
On
in
that,
the interview.
on that ground, we will, and it seems a fact, on the other,
Sustained. You just testified they were not recording anything and they were not taking any notes, correct?
That's correct.
So I'm not asking you to speculate, so I'm asking, do you know, are you aware of how they were documenting and keeping track of what you were saying?
objection. You mean if they were?
Yes,
What?
if they were, yes, Your Honor.
I'm not aware.
You had a second interview with them when?
In what?
January 26th of this year.
January 26th, that would be approximately 6 days after this trial started. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, sure.
Huh.
Have you seen, sir, the statement, the summary that they turned over of your total information that you provided them in this case? Have you seen it?
Yeah, you showed it to me this morning.
Would you agree, sir, that it is literally 9 bullet points?
Yes, that's what it appears to be.
You testified on direct examination to a number of incidents and issues already. You talked about the fact that the prop gun was modeled after Glock 26, is that correct?
That's correct.
Would you agree that what you said about the prop gun in your prior statement was as follows? Rocky carried a prop gun after being a victim of prior violence and home invasions, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
What's the
States he
ground?
has
Man said, he said, what are the grounds?
Correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
What's the
States he
ground?
has not his prior statements.
Correct? This is what's been represented as your prior statement.
Objection.
This has been represented as a summary of your prior statement turned over in discovery pursuant to PC 1054.3.
He's quoting statutes and codes and everything. All right, Mr. Lewin.
Is, sir, It says that you said Rocky carried a rock gun after being a victim of prior violence and home invasions. Is that what you said?
Yeah, this is what the summary says.
Did you provide any more detail than that to them?
In August of 24, I honestly, I can't completely, I mean, if they ask me for more details, then I'm to give them more details.
Mr. Levin, are you telling me you can't remember your ask about Rocky carrying a rock gun, and you mentioned prior violence and home invasions, and you were saying that you don't know if they asked you, hey, what prior violence, what home invasion? You don't remember that?
I don't want to misspeak, and like I said, I can't completely recall. This is 6-7 months ago.
Well, you just testified to information on direct examination. You would agree regarding home invasions and prior violence that is not in here. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, can you ask it another way? I apologize.
You just testified on direct examination. You were asked questions specifically about prior violence and home invasions, and you said, as an example, you saw video of a home invasion, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Can you tell me where in your statement it mentions anything about a video of a home invasion? What's the, can I get a ground, Your Honor?
Misleading.
Misleading.
That's not ground, overruled. Fine. Misstates the evidence.
It's a question, it's not misstating anything.
Objection's overruled.
Yeah, Lewin is Lewin is something else.
Look, can you tell me where you see any information, sir, about having viewed videos of a home invasion?
Objection is irrelevant. Overruled.
Irrelevant. Come on now.
On his statement. Sustained.
On what grounds?
It's not relevant what he sees on that piece of paper.
Did you tell them specifically about the information of viewing video of home invasions or interviews? Tell them that.
Again, this is 6-7 months ago. I don't want to misspeak. I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no, and I don't feel confident. I don't want to misspeak. I don't recall, sir. I'm sorry.
What about 2 weeks ago in January when you spoke to them? Did you talk to them about
This man, I don't know what's going on, but he's a little jittery.
that?
I believe so, yes.
So under what circumstances would you provide that account in January of 2025 and not in 2024?
Did you, sir, ever mention anything to them in any of your interviews about going to a shooting range or trying to go to a shooting range? The incident you just discussed on direct, did you tell them about that?
About the shooting range?
Yes.
Yes.
I want you to take a look and tell me if you see any mention of a shooting range in your statement.
Objection, irrelevant.
No, it is relevant. Come on now.
I'm sorry, I was talking to Alex.
The question, Your Honor, I've asked him, he testified on.
All right, folks, I'm going to pause right here. We will resume. Tomorrow's Tuesday, huh? We'll resume tomorrow. I'm going to finish watching the rest of this testimony. I'll watch it when I get to work in the morning. And I'll basically just summarize and give you guys my thoughts, okay? And then as far as tomorrow is concerned, let's see, tomorrow's Tuesday. What do I have? Okay, so tomorrow we'll do what we've been doing. This past week. So I'll come up here. We get started around 3:30 p.m. and I come back at night. All right. Good night, Benji, Brooklyn. It was nice hanging out. I mean, there are no fireworks, but this is fine too. Good night, Jason. This is fine too, because I like to listen to the testimony. I don't want to hear attorneys, going back and forth or bickering and acting up. Yeah, but so far, let's see. The direct, I don't know what I'm going to give that direct. Let me think about it a little bit because, the direct does assist, it assists Rocky in a manner. It does assist him, but it's also kind of questionable. But let's just focus. Let's focus on style, okay? let's go 7. We'll give 7. We'll give Chad. We'll give Chad 7. Okay. Uh, and the reason why it's a 7 is because I don't know. I think I wanted more. Great that he's claiming ownership of the magazine, but I just wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted more. Out of this witness. As far as the witness, obviously he appears nervous on cross-examination, but other than that, I think he's good in the sense that he answers questions. Okay, this is no Wally, he's no Rally, he's also no 12V. This is somebody that answers questions. Uh, it's easy for the jury to follow his testimony. And typically, somebody that's, not beating around the bush appears to be more credible. So, okay, let me call it a night. You guys know I can talk. I'm up here longer than I'm supposed to, and I still have to iron. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We start off at 3:30 p.m. and then we, cap things off. I think we'll go 8:30 tomorrow as well, 8:30 p.m. All right, you guys have a fantastic Tuesday. We shall reconvene in a few hours.